What is up, everybody? I'm NoLuxGiven here with your afternoon snap, and today we're going to talk about hitting infinite in Marvel Snap. And as we do so, I'm going to showcase the games that took me from rank 79 to rank 80. And part of that's intentional. I'm not showcasing my infinite games for a number of reasons. First, time. Time is going to be a big theme throughout this video, but you have plenty of time to hit infinite this season. A lot of people are freaking out about it on Twitter. People freak out over a lot of stuff on Twitter, but you have plenty of time. This season is 5 weeks long. We're like a week and a half through it. If you haven't hit infinite, that's okay. If you never hit infinite, that's also okay. And if you do hit infinite, it doesn't matter. And I'll get into all of that during this video. So I do want to talk about the gameplay a little bit, partially on the subject of time. Sometimes just when you're playing your games, you need a little bit more time to think about your plays. And this game was really funny for me. I snapped because of Kang, but I had kind of already gotten in my head that I had lost this game. I saw Central Park on turn 2 and I was like, okay, I'm playing an all-in Galactus list. I've lost. Then I realized that my opponent used Polaris. I realized it right now that my opponent used Polaris to move over one of the squirrels, and I actually do have a location to drop Galactus this turn. So now I'm gonna snap for real, throw down Galactus. By the way, I see a lot of people playing Korg or Rock Slide plus Black Bolt, so that way they give you a rock and make you discard the rock. I don't know about that synergy, but either way, we were able to get 1 cube here, and that's going to put me up to 79.7. Honestly, the games in this video are kind of boring. None of them use Iron Lad. We're just getting 1 cube at a time here with Kang, and that kind of brings me to my second point. If you want to get to infinite, you need time. It's kind of just a grind. It can depend on which deck you want to play, but honestly, the achievement of hitting infinite really says more about how much time you are willing to put into the game. And sure, there's, you can play bad or play worse, but another reason that time is such an important factor is because you just need time to play against enough bots. There's so many bots in the game, and you can lose 1 cube 5 games in a row and then win 8 cubes against a bot player. Sometimes the bots retreat now. There's certain decks that are better or worse against bots potentially. But I just bring it up to say it's totally possible. You just need time, and don't freak out about it. You still got 3/4 of the season left. And even if you don't get it, it really isn't a big deal. The season's going to reset. The one thing I would say, arguably the biggest reward is when you hit rank 90, when you hit galactic rank, and we'll be looking at my games where I hit galactic rank pretty soon over the next few days, so subscribe if you want to see more footage with this deck. Again, just grabbing 1 cube here. It's going to take time. You're going to need to grind out these cubes, so don't stress. But because there's so many bots in the game, that's also kind of why it doesn't matter. It's not necessarily an achievement that shows that you're better than other players at Marvel Snap. It potentially gives you a cosmetic or something. I think it gives you a card back or something this season, but you get a card back almost every season and you can only use 1. So I don't know, that doesn't really matter to me. I just play with the basic card back for the most point. Obviously, there's going to be reasons to want to hit certain benchmarks and prove yourself and other things like that. This video is kind of just here to say you're doing okay. If it happens, cool, or whatever. If it doesn't happen, also whatever. And just have fun with the game, and the rest will come. If you're having fun, it probably means you're playing more, and if you're playing more, then you can probably get there. But also, if you're not having fun, if you're not playing well, take a break. And that's totally okay. You've got more than enough time to get to infinite this season. I think there's a weird sort of rush to hurry up and hit infinite and prove yourself, aka prove that you played against a bunch of bots because you're in some weird broken MMR in the system. But if you hit Infinite, you kind of take away the snap from Marvel Snap, because there's really no point in snapping once you've already hit Infinite for the season, and it's just kind of this weird reward where the game becomes less fun to me personally. And the last thing that I wanted to talk about in this video is pacing, because a lot of people are very close to Infinite and they don't even realize it. If you start off at rank 70 because you hit Infinite the previous season, that means you only need 200 actual cubes, because once you hit rank 80, you'll actually be halfway there, because you'll only need 5 more levels from 85 to 90, and then 5 more levels again from 95 to Infinite. So you're actually very, very close to hitting Infinite. You're about halfway there if you're at like rank 77, which was where I was at when I started playing this deck, and now I'm almost at Infinite. I'm at rank like 97. And if you started the season at rank 60 because you only got to rank 90 last season, you're still very close to Infinite. Rank 77 would then be the halfway point. It's only 5 more levels to get to Infinite by the end of the season. If you were at rank 50, that means that hitting rank 75 means you're halfway to Infinite. And like I said, we're not halfway through the season, so you still have plenty of time to go. To finish off this video and this game, I wanted to talk some numbers. So first, let's talk about the numbers of this game. What is super important here is my opponent can currently get to 22 power if they play Thanos this turn. And why the number 22 is so important is that Death plus America is 21. So my opponent is very incentivized to stay in it, and that means we're gonna win more cubes. We're gonna win even if they have Magneto. Null's gonna beat them. They'd have to have their own Null, and that would tie the game. So we're definitely going to win this one. And that brings me to my final discussion point. We're gonna get 8 cubes this game, which is a ton of cubes. In fact, it's 1/25th of the way to Infinite if you started the season at rank 70. So if you break down the games like that, you only have to get 8 cubes 25 times, which obviously you're gonna lose cubes along the way too. So don't think about it as needing to win 8 cube games and breaking that up into 25, but rather, I mentioned that this season is 5 weeks long. That means you have 35 days, which means if you started the season at rank 70, you only need like 5 or 6 cubes per day to hit Infinite by the end of the season. If you started the season at rank 60, then you only need, I think, 7 cubes a day, maybe 6, I forget off the top of my head. Maybe I'll throw the number up on the screen here. And if you started the season at rank 50, you only need 8.5 cubes per day, so just slightly more than 8. That number I do remember, but either way, it is definitely achievable if you just break it up into smaller chunks. Take your time, have fun with it, don't stress, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. It is going to work out for me here today. We are going to get the win up against Thanos. Like I said, 31 power on the final turn. That's pretty incredible. So I am going to be hitting Omega here, and I'm very close to Infinite myself at the time of recording. I have not yet hit Infinite, but I still wanted to showcase these games that got me to Omega. But for today, that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm No Lux Given. Peace.